Hey guys, I'm recording a video, looking a mess right now, but I'm trying to get fly for Christmas, so excuse how this will look. Tomorrow my hair will be great, but anyway, I want to record this video because all of the people who asked me about Dr. M and asked me about long-term VSG, always have questions about the flight and how the flight goes. So I've kind of gotten tired of typing that whole long story about what to do with the flight. So I'm gonna record a video about it. Um, First of all, my flight, I'm from Texas. I'm from Beaumont. I guess I should say that. I'm from Beaumont, Texas. It's about an hour and a half to hour and a half from Houston or whatever. So I drove to Houston. Well, I had somebody drop me off in Houston, me and my mom, and we flew from Bush um, Airport, and we flew from Bush to DSW, which is in Dallas, and then from Dallas we flew to San Diego, and then on the way back we flew from San Diego to Phoenix, Arizona, and then from Phoenix back to Bush. Okay, my flight left December 1st. I left December 1st at like maybe about like 1 in the morning, and I arrived in San Diego at like 8 something, 8:30 or something like that in the morning. And you have to remember that I traveled through two time zones. So on the way there, I lost 2 hours from where I was, and then on the way back, I gained 2 hours, and pretty much the time zones changes while you're in the air. So when your phone's on airplane mode, when you turn it off of airplane mode, the time zone changes. So while it seems like my flight was 3 hours or 4 hours, it was really like two, if that makes sense. But that was my flights. I did have connecting flights. I didn't have a nonstop, and I appreciated my connecting flights because that's when I walked. I did not walk on a plane. I didn't walk on the planes, even though I have blood clots and everything. I didn't walk on planes because my well, I'll get to that in a minute. The cost of my flights, I paid $714. That was two that was for me and my mom together. I paid for hers too. So that was for me and her there and back, and that was not first class. What do you call it, like economy or whatever you call it? That was, the seats in the back or whatever. Okay, my seats on the way going. Okay, from Bush to DSW, we had one aisle seat and one middle seat. Our flight was pretty packed because of the holidays and everything. Everybody's coming back from Thanksgiving, so we had an aisle seat and a middle seat on the first one. I sat on the aisle because I was feeling nauseous, and she sat in the middle. She took one for the team and sat in the middle. From DSW to San Diego, that was the worst flight ever. It was a full flight, like straight up, completely packed. Every seat was filled. Um, and I had a middle seat, and then my mom had a middle seat on the next row behind me. That was the most uncomfortable. I would say if you are big, I was 389. If you're big, do not get a middle seat, okay? Okay. Um, on the way back, most comfortable flights ever. I booked the aisle and the window seat, and that left the middle seat free. And I kept checking to make sure nobody was in our middle seats because I needed that room on the way back to kind of move around, and my stomach will be swollen and get comfortable and put my armrests up and things like that. So that's on the way back. I had booked me and my mom the whole row. I didn't pay for the whole row, but normally if you book an aisle and an aisle and a window seat, then people tend to not book that middle seat. They don't want to sit in between, you. So they'll try to fill up all the aisle seats or all the window seats before, they book the middle. So that's what we did on the way back, and on the way back we were fine. Um, an extender. Everybody's asking about an extender. I was so nervous that I was going to need an extender or they were going to make me buy an extra seat. That is not the case. I flew American. I forgot to tell y'all that. But I called these airlines. Now, I don't know about Spirit. I don't know about Frontier. I know they're cheap. But I'm not playing games with them. So I'm not doing it. But what I do know about what American told me was that the only way you would have to buy an additional seat is if the person next to you complains that you're spilling over into their seat. If they complain about it, and the flight attendant, once they complain, the flight attendant will try to move you. The flight attendant will accommodate you or accommodate that person or try to solve the issue. If the flight attendant cannot do that, for example, you are on a full flight, they might try to switch your flight. They will try to do everything that they can before they ask you to buy a new additional seat. So keep that in mind. That's not just the first thing they go to. Oh, you're fat, you need to buy a new seat. That's not how it works. I was explaining this several times because the first person I called, I just didn't really trust. I wanted to know exactly what was going to happen, worst case scenario, because I didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want to fight anybody. I didn't want to get upset. I didn't want to have any issues. So that's why I did a lot of research into that. On the way there, I got my seatbelt closed. I had to kind of suck in a little bit, but I have like a really big butt and big hips and big legs and stuff. So I had to suck in a little bit, but I got my seatbelt closed, and I did not need an extender. If you do need an extender, this is the thing. Um, they have plenty of them on the plane. That an extender is actually what the flight attendants do when they say, "Okay, this is how you hook your seatbelt." When they demonstrate, so they have some stashed away or whatever. Just ask the flight attendant. Now, if you're shy or you're embarrassed about it, what you do is you ask to board first. You tell the person at your boarding gate, "Hey, I'm having surgery or I've had surgery. Is there any way I could board first?" They're going to say yes. They don't care. You're one person or you and your companion or two people, they don't care. So that's what I did. Well, actually, I had, which brings me to my next point. I had special accommodations. They ask you when you buy your flight, do you need special accommodations? Are you disability? Do you need help up the stairs? Do you need a wheelchair service? Whatever. I put that I need wheelchair service because I didn't know what to expect. So, in saying that I needed wheelchair service, I like they greeted me with a sign with my name on it with a wheelchair and a person to push me, and I just declined because I wanted to get my walking in, number one. Number two, on the way there I didn't need it. I just wanted to board first to make sure I was able to be comfortable before my flight filled up, and I didn't feel comfortable asking a flight attendant what I needed, or asking for an extender or whatever. And that's pretty much it. So I suggest sign up for special accommodations. They are free, and all you have to do is decline it, when you get there. This is what I did. Now, boarding, if you don't have special accommodations, or if you do have them, and okay, if you do have special accommodations, boarding, you're normally going to be in group one, the first group to board, which is a good thing. You'll be like right after first class or right with first class, which means that you'll get yourself situated, like I was saying, first. So I was in group one because I asked for special accommodations. If you don't, still ask to board in group one so that you can, make sure everything is good. Now, walking, I did not walk on the plane. I just didn't want to draw a lot of attention to myself. The aisles was already tight. I was like, no, I'm not walking on the plane. But my flights were only like 45 minutes in between. Plus, I did a lot of walking in the airport, walking from gate to gate and trying to hurry up and all of that. Um, so I felt fine with the walking situation because I walked in the airport. I did not use a wheelchair on the way back at all. I did not use a wheelchair on the way there at all. Don't use a wheelchair. You don't need it. You need to get your ass up and walk. Period. That's how I'm feeling. Everybody's talking about, I'm gonna need a wheelchair and blah blah blah. No, you need to get up and walk. You had surgery. You have gas. You don't want to be farting on a plane and all of that. Get up and walk. Period. Um, Compression garments. I wore my compression garments from when I had before I had surgery. They put them on. I wore them all the way through surgery. I wore them after surgery at the recovery house. I wore them on all of my flights back, and I wore them for 5 days. I'm lying. I wore them for 3 days after surgery, and then I was like, "F this." I took them off. But yeah, you keep your compression garments on. The risk for blood clots is so high. You need to keep them on. And also, blood clots are not fun. They're scary. You can die from them. Wear the damn compression garments, period. That's all you need to do. Also bring a small pillow. I wish I had my pillow to show you. I brought like a little throw pillow that you would put on your bed or on your couch or whatever. Well, I stole it from my mama's bed. But I brought that to hold against your stomach, like when you take off and when you land, and for the bumpy ride in the car in Mexico, or if you got to drive home after the airport or something like that. Take the pillow. The pillow will give you comfort so that your incisions won't, the bumps won't kind of hurt you or whatever. And I didn't have any problems with that. Um, I hope I wasn't too harsh, but I take the journey seriously, and when it comes to walking and when it comes to like things like blood clots, it's real, y'all. So do not. I don't want people to go down the path that I had to go down in order to have surgery or in order just to live after surgery. Okay. So if you have any questions or comments, y'all know what y'all do. Y'all email me, inbox me, DM me, or just comment on the video, whatever you want to do. But let me know what you're thinking or whatever. Comment, ask questions. I like that. I don't mind helping anybody. And like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Bye, guys.